Okay. Try one more quick run. Well, I'm also theoretically eating soup, which is not a good. I suppose if I'm doing this as a derail slash maybe audition, I should not be eating soup. I did not expect to actually finish that soup. It was a potato leek soup I made, and I really wanted mac and cheese tonight. I was just craving some comfort food, and I was like, I have this. It's better for me. So, um, anywho, Supraland. This is a candidate for submission for GDQ. I'm mostly doing runs right now to try to just get. My goal is like sub 45, which I think that last one was. Yeah, sub 45, which is like a pretty good time. Closer to BB, better. And just one where I'm pretty actively talking about the run. I'm trying to notice different things that are interesting throughout it. My goal, actually, excuse me. So this is Supraland. My goal with this is going to be talking about the run and talking about some interesting things that come up. And there are some stuff in here that I might reference if it were in a marathon. So there's a few spots where it's if it were a marathon, it'd be a good time for donations. And if it were a marathon, there's a donation incentive that I would actually have, or not a donation incentive, but there's a spot where I would actually donate based on for the Carrot Town skip, how many sponge throws. So the dog is over there making me anxious, but she's always gonna be over there making me anxious. So let's do this. Time starts when I get control, and my auto splitter is going to so graciously do it for me. So this is Supraland. It is a 3D Metroidvania made by David Munich. One dude made this game, as far as I understand it. It takes place inside of a sandbox, and there's this creepy child who looks over you the whole time. Yep, there he is. I am the Prince of Redville, and I'm going on a quest. So that quest starts right now. So, I'm the Prince of Redville. This is Supraland. I'm talking to my parents, and we don't have water, so I'm trying to find out why. Come get my sword, my wooden sword. It's not dangerous anymore. I have one of these. I love a lot of the callbacks and fun gaming and other references in this game. I'll take this moment to say RIP to one of my favorite references, which is they took out of the game for some reason, because I think it was too weird. But where there's a character wearing a jacket that Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2 wears, and they eventually changed the outfit because I think it was just too obscure. So yes, 3D Metroidvania, excellent game. One of my favorites of all time. Part of the reason I'm even on this endeavor to speedrun it and to try to get it into a marathon is because it is just that good and more people need to know about it. So the story, the very light story we have here is that we don't have water, so I came to investigate, and now this blue guy is hitting a pipe with a hammer that's already broken, and we don't have water, so obviously it's them. It seems a little bit like circumstantial evidence, but so I'm going to grab this times 2 speed upgrade, which makes me go faster, which is great for a speed run. And my overarching goal is to get go to the King of Blueville and get to the bottom of what's going on. For some reason, you just sort of climb up that cliff. I've been trying to find other places where you can do that, and it's not, I think it's widespread, so I don't really know why you can do it, but it is exceptionally fast and effective. So that was kind of a puzzle that I completely bypassed by getting this. And I have to get this golden barrel, which is really just gold around the bands, but whatever. And this whole section is getting barrels to unlock upgrades, and then getting coins to buy those upgrades. So right there, I got the Force Cube, which creates like a purple cube that I can use for a variety of things. I'm going to try the swag right here. Oh, that would have been, oh gosh, okay. So not swag. The former world record run does this whole section a little bit differently, the coin routing, and actually throws this down. But I really like being able to toss that at that. You might have noticed there's this, in order to get into this room, there is an empty torch slot, an empty crystal slot, and I need to get a white crystal. And so I had access to a yellow crystal and a paint machine that had white paint. So that was the puzzle. That comes up a few times in the run, and it's super important. just in the game. It comes up quite a few times. So I just bought the ×2 gold upgrade, money upgrade, so that I can buy the next upgrade, which will cost me 36 coins, which is the double jump. And then subsequently I use that to get the triple jump, and then I move on. So right now, like I said, my main goal is to get to Blueville, the King of Blueville. It's actually funny, in this run, you never get that never happens. You kind of just bypass that whole section. So we're just going to gather coins. This whole section, right now, I'm just gathering coins. I'm using a lot of there's tight routing, and the movement, you know, if I'm moving in a way that seems weird, it's because I'm trying to either get myself closer to coins, or to avoid enemies, or manipulate them in small ways that I can, which are very limited. The Force Cube, which is this purple cube I've got, allows me to sort of get vertically a little bit faster, so I don't use it when I'm traveling just laterally, but when there's small inclines, I'll use it. And I also use it to put something between me and the enemies. I'm going to grab health here off that cactus, and then immediately get hit by the cactus, which takes 3 health away. So, cool. Okay, that could have been better. That's okay. This section is a little inconsistent, but that worked. That was fine. That was within the realm of acceptable. Enemies spawn randomly, so they're one of the big RNG points of the run. Oh, man. So that was pretty good. If I see her getting there, then I did okay. The closer I can get to beating her there, the better. So now we have all the coins we're getting over there. I need to track how many enemies I take out. So it's kind of a time loss mitigation. If I take out enemies, I can get coins from them. And if they're not in the way, like I just gained 3 or 4 coins from them. I said I need to track it, but I'm not doing a very good job. Okay, so now I'm maxed out on coins. I'm going to go buy an upgrade, and this might enable me to make a slightly different choice later. I'll narrate that out loud. We'll see what happens. But now I've got the double jump. I can potentially skip these 3 here, but I'm not going to. I'm going all in to maybe get a big skip later. We'll see how many I end up having. When I say big skip, I mean I can not have to go out of my way for some coins that I normally do. So, got 6 there. I could cut that short, but it makes me really nervous. I clench very hard if I just sort of skip that. It's a very minor time save. I'm going to go for this and hopefully not hit it. Excellent. And this jump is harder than it looks, but we made it. So very slickly come over here. I have to be very careful with this barrel to make sure I don't... Oh yeah, that isn't going to be too fast. If it's too fast, it can just sort of fly off the edge. It goes to hit a button, and if it hits the button with too much velocity, it will just sort of fly out, and then it messes up the puzzle. So all this, I'm about to have the triple jump, and then I'm moving on out of this section. So the overarching first immediate goal is to, as you can see in the top right, get the MacGuffin from the Red Crystal Tower. So I'm trying to get the Red MacGuffin. The Red MacGuffin is a beam gun. It shoots these kind of circular things. I'm not sure what you call them. I call them orbs. And this is going to go real quick. Normally you have to climb up this tower. There's a lot of vertical movement in this game. It's kind of like the thing that gates you, and they give you interesting ways to get up. So in this case, that was an intentional pause because I messed that up more times than I can count. In this case, this is a relatively new skip. Sorry, this is actually this is not a new skip. This is a skip that was done in the any percent glitch category, and I ported it over to this, but it hadn't been done previously in this category. So this is any percent glitchless. As it states, we really can't do most things that would be considered glitches, which I prefer because the glitch category is like 15 minutes long. So we throw that down. So we basically skip this entire tower section by going around. I will never stop talking about how in between one of my world record runs and red beam, red orbs, shoot red lasers. I will never stop talking about how I'm still gonna need these coins. I came up with a variation of this section that saved like 20 seconds. that was included a little bit more of the tower, and then it turns out that that is just faster. So I never actually got it into like a run on the leaderboard. I wonder if I could have skipped those coins, but we're moving forward. So the idea is there's various coins that are various distances away. I'm trying to maximize it. Normally I don't end up having to take out as many enemies as I did this run, so I was unfamiliar with this. So I'm about +2 at this moment, so I'm not as far as I thought I should be. But we are where we are. So I'm about to, there's a purple button over there on the wall. Pop this, my force cube over there, and now I need to remember really, really hard not to use it to get up this vertical bit, because if I do, I have to reset the it's going to just jam me up and I'll lose a lot of time. Hit that switch, get up here, making sure not to jump too early. Blueville's right over there, but we can't get in there yet. We gotta, it's a Metroidvania, right? So we have to do a bunch of things before we get in there. And I've got this battery, so in order to, I get that platform to move, but it won't move with that power. I mean, duh. And hit that red switch. And I get out of here. That was pretty clean. Okay. Activate a switch. So we're about to get in the farm section that, when done correctly, is extremely tight and slick. And the last run I actually did this optimally, where I took 2 shots at that and then took 1 shot at this. And everything just lined up perfectly. Oh, so close. So that first one didn't knock off, which means I have to send this back. And then hit this off. Okay. So not optimal by any stretch of the imagination, but it looks really cool when I do it right. Which is almost never. So we're about to... So now we have the red MacGuffin. We are moving on to the section, the blue MacGuffin section. This game is split up into 4-ish sections. I really should know that off the top of my head. And right now, one of the sub-goals we have is we're trying to get to 40 coins. So there are coins up ahead. Basically 4 are free. And then I need to then pick up 1 more from somewhere else. So I'll figure out where I'm going to do that. This is a little back and forth puzzle. It's not too hard. And we're about to come into, I think what's referred to on some splits from folks as the Holy Land. Just a little section here where there's a dude. So there's a door that's closed. In order to get to the door, we need to, it's a puzzle game after all. Everyone say hi to Mr. Miracle. If you were playing this game casually and you were paying attention to the story, it's a whole kind of running joke. So this guy wants to get into the holy building. And in order to get into the holy building, he needs to be seen as holy, which means he needs a halo. And what is a halo but a circle that is yellow, that floats? I mean, obviously, right? So we paint this little metal circle and make it yellow. And then rather than, it's kind of floating, I just kind of shove it there in the wall. That's something I discovered. It is good enough to get it going. Okay, cool. So I can use the time because there's a little delay before this door opens. So we're going to come over here. We're going to get these 4 coins up here, and then we're going to grab a key card. So the paint machines are an ongoing mechanic. They're relevant until the very, very end of the game. And the key cards are relevant for a bit too. So we need a white key card to get out of that door. And then the next section, we actually need to be a red key card, which is why I shoved something red into the paint machine. And so we're going to paint the key card. We need it red. And then this key card is actually going to go on a little journey with us. I'm still working through this, and this is definitely something I would try to show in a marathon run because I think it's cool. But I don't think it actually saves time yet. It is a theoretical time save if you were to do it really, really cleanly and nice. But it's also really, the setups to bring this key card forward are time consuming, right? I have to go out of my way in these little bits and pieces. But if you could do it optimally, if it was free to bring the key card forward, it would save like 25 seconds. Because there's a section later on where you need a red key card, and you have to do a back and forth and go get you have to get it and bring it to the machine and bring it back. So I'm going to bring it forward. It's something I've been trying to do. It's clunky, it's weird, but I kind of like it. It's a little signature move that I have. So coming up, so now we have so we bought that upgrade back there. That is I'm not going to hit that yet. And we're going to come over here. There's a very specific setup I have that has been working pretty well for me. I just wish I could do it faster. And so that key card has now been thrown at Kingdom Come. I'm hoping it's in a place that is convenient, but I absolutely cannot guarantee that. That setup, at best, puts it in an area. And if it hits a pixel or a polygon in a weird way. It can bounce somewhere wholly wrong. It is just a time save. So if I mess it up, it's not like I'm, anything was really messed up with the run. It just is annoying and loses time. So here there's a helpful red pirate. We haven't met him yet, but he seems really eager on helping us. He says there's an upgrade for our gun in this building, so we're just going to believe him and go in here and come and get the upgrade. There's a bunch of soccer uniforms. Wait, what? Oh no! Wait, what? Why would you betray me? We're from the same town! Spoilers. It's the blue guy. He's a big dumb jerk. And he's going to monologue at us for a little bit. So... this is like one of this is about a third through the run, and it is a little downtime that we have. This would be a really good time for donations if I was in a marathon. But what we're about to get is the Force Beam Alternate Fire. It's a little beam, doesn't do very much damage, but if you combine it with the orb and you shoot it, it creates a big explosion that does a ton of damage. And that is how we survive the rest of this run with 25 health. So I'm going to steal this. So this is the guy that used to be Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2. I want to go find the patch notes at some point. Though it was removed, but I was devastated. I was probably one of like 3 people on the planet who played this game, who understood the reference. Okay, I'm keeping my eyes open. There it is. Okay, that's not optimal, but it's not bad. This key card can be very uncooperative. I'm actually going to shove it forward, shove it through there. That door's closed, so it's not going to fly off the handle or anything. Okay. And then I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to do one more throw immediately of this. And then one more actual throw, and then we're done. We're done throwing it. Okay. I do need to take these enemies out here. They shoot things at me. They're very dangerous. These won't one-shot me, but they're still... You don't really get... I don't technically even get iframes at all in this game. It doesn't feel like you do. So if you get in the line of multiple beams, you're in a lot of trouble. Ah! And also, they'll block things. So... Ooh, ow. Okay. Yeah, things are very deadly. Ooh. It made the combat is done sound before combat was done. That is terrible. So I will say this about this game. Combat and enemies are really one of the big RNG points of the run. The other one that I'm learning right now is where's my keycard? Oh no, is it up there? Okay, I don't know. I'm going to look. If I see the keycard when I come back, then I'm going to use it. Otherwise, we're just going to not have that skip happen, and that's totally fine. And because I'm talking, I'm messing all this up. So this part up ahead can be is a big... time. You can save a lot of time here if you do this super cleanly, which I'm going to try to do, obviously. There's a lot of enemies, but every time you shoot the ball, it can make this fly back, which it did. So that's okay. That's not a big deal. This up here. I still need that. So we're going to grab this key, grab this. It's nice when it bounces in our direction. Oh. I don't know why he didn't... That's not usual. There's a dude there. So I must have just not taken him out. It's not going to be a problem, though. Hopefully. That's never happened before, actually. So we're going to come here. We need this ball. The Super Ball it's called. Inside. And so we facilitate its entrance. I'm going to give myself about 5 seconds to look around for this key card, and then I'm just going to move forward without it. I really like to show off. That's the throw I messed up. Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay, cool. Speaking of things that never happened before, I'm losing a ton of time right now, but like also, okay, cool. Got it. Excellent. So this is like the first, I would say, kind of challenging puzzle section. And so you're gonna see me hit like all sorts of things a certain number of times, and it's obviously not challenging to a speedrunner who knows how the game works. But it is really tricky. When I came back to speedrunning this game, or when I came back to casually playing this game, I can't believe I just did that. Maybe less talking, more running. I messed up this. It took me a long time to remember how to do this tower. This room in particular has a lot of elements to it. So, fortunately, I'm a speedrunner now, and wow, that's never gotten caught like that for either. We're just going for firsts here. And you'll notice I threw that key card up. So that's so I don't have to deal with shepherding it through this room. I hope and pray there it is. I see it on the left side. Got the key cards up there. And I need to do 2 things right now. 3. 1, take out all these enemies. 2, hit that switch 2 times. And 3, grab this key card. And I've done all those things, so we're in good shape. Okay. And we're going to do this. We're going to drop this here. So you'll notice, like, in order to, you know, have the key card, in order to have the key card, I have to do a lot of very specific movement to, not specific movement. You might call it, like, I'm gingerly moving around with it, right? I have to make sure I drop it very gently. I can't toss it. It will end up anywhere else. But here it is. So this whole segment, I don't have to do it. So that's my aspirational, at best I can save reasonably, like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds if I could do it super cleanly. So now I have the blue MacGuffin. You look up, there's a blue crystal. There's all sorts of weenies in this game to guide you through it if you're getting lost. But I'm also completely trapped in the section until I get it. So I can't leave this area until I get this to get out. So this allows me to float on metal objects. So everything that's metal in the game. There's a few minor exceptions, but like pretty much this game's really good about having, you know, being very intentional with the material choices. So if something's wood, like it's meant to be wood intentionally. If it's metal, including stuff like that up there, there's actually a big pipe that looks like it's background. You can get to it and float on it, and there's a secret. So, and then way later in the, like, things that are stone you can't really do anything with, and things that are plastic you can't really do anything with. So you can die here. It's happened to me once or twice, like right before getting through this door. If I die before getting through this door, that's a huge time loss, but I didn't. Now I'm going to clench for a moment and shut up. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Okay, cool. So, you can die very easily there if you don't do that cleanly. Archers will one-shot you at the health that I've got without armor. So, there's like a bunch of archers that spawn there. The previous world record that's Kamuchin held, the route involved like killing the archers, going through that whole section, and then running around. And then I was doing some investigation into the route. I was like looking at it, I was like, well, why don't we just use this teleporter? So I activate the teleporter, go over, and I'm waiting for the day when I get sniped out of the air by one of those archers. That said, it's not so devastating because I'm gonna get health. It's not so devastating because you spawn right there in that yellow room. So this would also be a decent time for a donation or two if I was in a marathon. I'm mostly just running to get to my next skip. We're going into this next area for the signposting is very good in this game toward the purple MacGuffin because that's what we'll finally need to go over to King of Blueville. So now that we have the metal, we can climb over that door. So up ahead is a boss fight that we are not going to do. We are going to cleverly skip around it. I do not think this is intended, an intended skip, but it is very, very good because, especially, A, it's time-consuming in the best cases, and with the lack of upgrades we have, it would be brutal and very. Hold on, quiet time. Okay, that. If you mess that jump up, you'll slide down, and then I have to very quick. Not only do I lose a ton of time, but I have to then very quickly hit menu and go back to main menu in order to not. And then I have to load back in and try again. Otherwise, the boss spawns, and then every enemy it gets foggy, which is super annoying. And all the enemies in the world have like shields, and that's not a good time. I don't really. I've never actually continued to run in that case. So. Anyway, what was I saying? So we're headed to the purple MacGuffin, which will be the force beam. I don't know why force is such a theme. Oops. Oh, shoot. That was silly. So we need this ball. This ball is extremely important. Well, not this ball. This ball is actually not important at all. This ball just solves this puzzle. But the next ball that I hit when I hit that button is very important. So, in very short terms, we will be using this ball and bring this ball forward where it's not exactly intended to be able to take an item from the next section forward that's not really intended. So we can take an item from that next section forward that's not really intended to have a skip, like a major skip. So we'll need this battery. Batteries, as we saw earlier, can produce electricity. And so we're going to be carrying electricity to activate a teleport over here. I could maybe throw this battery a little further, but I've tossed it down there before with seemingly is no force. So I just take it safe on that one to not lose a ton of time. So this little puzzle section here, I'll reiterate, I'm not supposed to have that. And see how efficient that is. Oh shoot, when I don't miss. That is really efficient at taking out enemies. I can't imagine trying to do this run without it. Because you can't, just dodging is not a valid strategy. You're not Neo. So we want to bring this in here and move this around here so the electricity is on this side. There's a little... I'm going to get this anvil. This anvil is as important as that button is. So the reason, or the ball is, the reason that we grab this ball is so that we can bring that anvil forward after this. I'm also going to move this around here. Okay. I used to be good at moving this anvil, but sometimes it's easy to overthrow it too. So the anvil needs to conduct electricity. In order to conduct electricity, it needs to be higher up. So you normally use your force cube for something like this, and that's what you try in a casual playthrough, and then you realize, oh shoot, I actually need the force cube to be over here as part of the puzzle to hit that button. So there's an ice cube over there, and you use that instead. Or I guess it's not ice, it's just blue. I don't know why it's blue. I think blue is ice. Anywho, hit that up there, and now we're going to take a battery, intended, ball, not intended, and anvil, intended. So we're going to end up jumping over this wall up ahead, and if I do this right, it's going to look super sweet, but I do it right about 1 out of every 50 times, so we're just going to do it wrong, and it's going to be fine. Go. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right, so now we have an anvil that we're not supposed to have here, which allows us... I'm also going to hit the switch to put the super ball out. It's not. It's just for a very, very small time save later. There's the red crystal. We are going towards that. And if I mess this up really bad, then this goes nowhere and it looks really slow and dumb. So, create electricity. In this section, by having this anvil, it lets us skip needing to get a sponge wet to conduct electricity. And not only is that faster because getting the sponge wet is very, very slow based on where the water is, but it also means that we can take that dry sponge and carry it forward in the run, which is extraordinarily important. It's the single biggest skip in the run, I think, and was the hardest one for me to initially learn. So we're trying to coax a very, very uncooperative anvil from up here. Okay, there we go. Ooh! Oh, no! I would say that's never happened before, but I'll just say that rarely happens. So I needed to use... I connected to it to hold me up, and then I'm moving my body with it, and it just sort of flies across the map sometimes. It's not a huge deal, but obviously it's a small time loss. So now I have the sponge that I would normally have to be part of this puzzle. I'm just going to throw it over there for now. So, final part of this section to bring this electricity forward is to put this anvil in place, and we're good to go. That door opens over there, and where's my... Are you serious? Where did I throw the sponge? Oh, it's down here. Okay, well that was embarrassing. I would say that's never happened before, but that happens all the time. So we're through here, and now we get, ta-da, the force beam, the purple MacGuffin. So the force beam, as you can see, connects two things together. Those things must be wood. Well, at least for now. Spoilers. Or is that spoilers? Is that foreshadowing? I don't know what it is. But you can climb up the beam at actually very steep angles they tell you about. And so you can connect two things together, and it's very, very, very handy. We will be using that for our skip coming up. It's the Carrot Town skip. So, in addition to connecting two objects, you can connect to one object and pull yourself towards it, which you can kind of use as a... It's a grapple beam, basically. I don't know why I'm struggling for the... I don't know why I'm grappling for the language. Not planned, by the way. Just stupid puns all day. This is not the intended way to do this, but it is a very quick way to do this. So that sponge now, it's about to have its moment of fame. I'm going to basically use it. You'll see what happens. And if I were at a marathon, what I would be doing is donating per throw, and donating extra if I got on the first throw, which would be super hype. It is rare that I make it the first throw, but I've done it before. So I'm going to come over here. There's a specific setup on the ground, and I'm basically going to toss this sponge up onto the this wall here. And the throw is very particular, like even with the setup. Oh, that's so hype. Oh, that is so hype. I never get that. Okay, so I was gonna have so much time to explain all that. So yeah, the force beam can connect to dry sponges for whatever reason, and then you can see what effort they put into making this not possible, and it's still just speedrunners are incredible. Not me, I didn't come up with this. But yeah, so right there, I didn't even have time to explain that. Yeah, you toss that up there, use the force beam, you connect the other end to the wooden door that's down there, and it's a sufficient angle that you can climb it and just get out. And that skips an entire huge section. It's called Carrot Town, that locks you in, and it gets you an upgrade you don't even really need. So being able to skip that is absolutely massive. It really broke this run open. But we're gonna, you know, if the sponge did it once, it can do it again. So we're gonna bring the sponge forward for a little bit more shenanigans. Or I guess that's Sponge's brother or sister. And we're about to come up to the next major skip. So this section of the run is packed. There's 2 giant skips. That was Carrot Town skip. We're about to do Blueville skip. So I'll explain that real quick. Blueville skip, normally you go into this whole section where the blue pirate steals all your stuff. There's a trigger, and he steals all your stuff, and you have to do a whole section where you're going to get coins and one by one buy back your stuff. And that's slow. And more importantly than that part being slow is that it forces you, then you're in an area, and it's not good. You have to go through a whole cutscene. It's very, very, very slow. So there is a very particular way that involves you jumping a particular way from a specific area that, and it basically you jump over the trigger, and it requires you to stay above a certain height. So this is like really scary. If I was doing this, wow, did I just mess that up? If I was doing this in a marathon setting, I would absolutely have, this is where I would have a backup save, just in case I mess this up. I'm going to take quiet time for a second. Okay, that was a poor throw, but it doesn't matter. I can grab it. It's just for fun. So we're going to skip over here, and the reason we're even coming in here, you say, why would you come in here if you're going to be trapped? Well, 1 second. I love the sponge. Is that good, or are we going to be in trouble with that one? Oh, it's still good. Okay, excellent. So, as part of all this, there is an upgrade that I don't currently have. So that's kind of the reward for doing this, is like the first upgrade you get. And what that does is allows you to connect to the force beam to gold. Things that are gold, not just things that are wood. And that'll do. So we go buy that for 5 coins, and then we peace out. We don't have to buy any of our other stuff back, because we never lost it. And yes, I've tried to buy like the jump upgrades again, and no, it does not give you an additional jump. I wish. Okay, and then we have to escape. This is also theoretically a little bit scary. I've never had it happen to me, but you can theoretically hit the trigger on the way out, and then you are sucked back in, and all that was for nothing. So that's a spellcaster. I'm going to try to avoid him. Or I'm just going to stand here and get hit. Oh my goodness, can we not? Okay, there we go. I'm like really bad at that. I don't know, like that's like one of like the most sloppy parts of the run for me, that like other people don't do that bad. And when I say other people, there's not a ton of people on the leaderboard for this category, but you know, we few and proud. This I learned from Kamuchin's run. It is extremely slick. I'm going to take a quick... I don't exactly know that resets where you... do it again. Resets where you spawn, but I think it theoretically does. These things can absolutely ruin your day. They try to snipe me. I don't know what it is, but recently I've been doing this section way worse. I've been dying a lot here. And it's just always a surprise, because you get sniped out of nowhere by these big lava rocks, and it is a one-shot. So regardless of where the health you're at. So now I made it here. So this section is super. So that basically I'm trying to get another upgrade, and in order to get in the room with the upgrade, I need to have gold. The guy wants 2 pieces of gold, and I almost gave up. So this is the super ball that I brought earlier. So I need to shoot over this barrier. So we need to throw it in the paint machine. So I have yellow, because obviously gold is really just rocks that are painted yellow. So he's not gonna mind. He thinks it's great. He just wants. It's just costume jewelry probably for him. I'm gonna try to sort of bat that over here and then lose a bunch of time because I did it poorly. But he's happy. Real gold, he says. Okay, well, one more. So he's happy with our very, very real gold. In this world, that's fine. And now we're gonna get the force cube. The Force Beam Force Cube attachment upgrade, compatibility upgrade, that lets us attach our purple beam to our purple cube, which allows us to use it in many, many more places. It's very flexible at this point. It's really exciting. And, you know, he's fine. He's not mad about us stiffing him on that. Don't worry about it. It won't come up again. So we use that. Get up ahead here. This is definitely a spot where I've died. Come up ahead. So I'm going to climb up here. I'm actually going to hit this lever for safety so that if I die, it's a little bit faster to come back. I'm going to do another one of those little save points, but I don't think that does anything based on experience. But I do it anyway because it's habit. And the reason I worry here is because there's archers here, and archers just ruin your day every single time. That was extraordinarily... Oh, wow, I spoke way too soon. I was about to say it was extraordinarily clean, but it was just fine. Okay. Cool. That was actually very not clean. We're good. We made it. We take those things safe. One time recently, I forgot to do this jump and just jumped down there like a fool, and I had to do backup strats because I wasn't thinking. I didn't do casual strats though, so I didn't do intended strats because goodness forbid. Oh, goodness gracious. So these dudes, between 2 and 4 of them can spawn. Okay, so this guy was like, hey, some jerk put fake gold in my gold room. Ooh, that's never happened before. Please get rid of the fake gold, and then you can use my electricity. I don't know where he got those 2 fake gold nuggets, but you know, let's see. I'll just help him out anyway. And they're always in the same spot, so they're not hard to find. Normally, you're supposed to use your little attachment thing. That you can't attach to rocks, but you can attach to the gold, so you're supposed to use that. That's like kind of the puzzle there. So now we have fireflies. Fireflies are extremely important. They play a role in this and then 2 more things coming up, including the final boss. So one thing that you gotta know about fireflies in this game is that they love glowy purple things and they love to eat orange things. That's just facts about fireflies, right? So we guide the fireflies over to where we want them to go, and you know, there's obviously I mentioned they love to eat orange things, and well, here's some carrots over here, so they eat that for us, and now we can get through. I will tell you, I did this casually recently. I remembered that. I forgot how to do this. Once again, this is another spot where I've used the Force Cube to move a little bit faster, and I messed all this up and lost a ton of time. So we skipped a whole bunch of stuff in Blueville. If I was better at explaining this and had done this sooner, I would shut up now. This would have been a good time for donations, because we're basically waiting for the pirate buddy to come up. So we had a whole reconciliation with him. He's actually our cousin, and he didn't mean it, and he's actually misunderstood, and it's fine. So we save him, and this last section of the game is us shepherding him out of here and saving him. But that's actually not what we're doing. We're just skip all that. We're just gonna go straight to we're not doing any of that. But yeah, so we skipped the whole set because we skipped Blueville. We skipped the section where there's like a whole cutscene, and you learn that he's your cousin and that he's actually the Prince of Blueville, and yada 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 yada. So now we have the translocator. This is the final upgrade of the game. We then spend the next few minutes getting 2 functional upgrades for it, and then we well, then you'll see. But, so you can kind of see it takes a long time to reset, and it doesn't go very far. And those things are both a problem for our game plan. That's never happened before, to me. That's not a bad time loss, but that is funny. I've always worried that could happen. So, basically, I shot this through the lava to get to the other side of it, which is intended. But then it kind of didn't shoot far enough, and it rolled back down. And when I teleported back to it, it killed me. I need quiet time for just a moment, because this, if done improperly, is a huge, huge, huge time loss. I only get one chance to get that right. Okay, so that's good. I'm hitting that there because I do need to save. I need to respawn. I will respawn here now if I die, which is very possible because there's archers in here. So yeah, that's very clean. That is like a 0 cycle on that. I don't know. I'm trying to use speedrunner terms. Oh, my gosh, the archers are getting way more aggressive. They've learned that I'm trying to speedrun this game. So yeah, that basically there's a bunch of dudes that spawn, and if they spawn, you basically get in here right before they get really nasty and start shooting too much at you. And if you don't, you have to fight them, and it's just a huge time loss. And you can die too, which sets you pretty far back. So if you kind of skirt the skirt and they do spawn, and you don't fight them, you'll probably die. So that's the shot force times 2. I also did that not as intended. I discovered this weird property. One of the things we didn't have time to cover is that this green translocator thing will change color based on what it goes through. So that's used both there and in the final boss. So by putting it through something purple, I can guide the fireflies, and by putting it through something that is burning, by putting it through something that's burning, the fireflies will light on fire and allow me to burn something. So that is not the intended way to do that puzzle, but it works. And that is just because we got both the upgrades for this. There is a window where you can gain height every time you throw it. So this is another area that is intended to be gotten to, but we are skipping a good amount of the game with this. We're headed straight to the final boss. And we're about to find out. You see that water flowing in the background. Well, that seems like it's flowing just fine. Why can't we get water? Oh no, there's a big enemy here. Or a big, well, it's a farty meatbag, which is officially what it's called in the game. That's what it's referred to. So our goal in a moment is to defeat the farty meatbag and get him out of the way. And as you can see, he's quite farty, and that's actually a part of the puzzle element, as you'll see in a moment. So this is cool. I love this final puzzle. Once again, it took me when I came back to this game casually, it took me some real time to refigure it out. But as a speedrunner now, it's not so hard. And we're just activating a bunch of elements in a very specific order and leaving items in very specific spots. He can kill us here, which slows us down. I'm gonna get. Okay, that was dumb. He's gonna shoot. Okay, good. Didn't kill us. We're gonna conduct electricity here. So I mentioned we need to get farted on. That is 100% true. Because we need to be green. Because we need something. We need to. Hold on. Wow, this is embarrassing. Don't do it from that angle. Okay, I need to. Oh no! He gets. Okay, so this is kind of slow. He can just rotate when he feels like it, and okay, there we go. I'm green. So if I'm green, the whole point of being green is this is a thing that activates if you put something green to it, which could be my translocator ball, but that's preoccupied for the electricity. So now he's orange, and we're about 15 seconds from the end of the run. So he's orange, and here are some fireflies, and as telegraphed, oh my goodness, a little bit earlier, guide the fireflies, and they like to eat things they're orange, so there's the farty meatbag, and time is going to be when it fades to black. So 3, 2, 1, and dead. Oh, so that was Supraland. I think this game is fantastic. I think this run is fantastic. It's evolved a lot recently. Less than a year ago, a handful of German runners built this up, you worked on the speed run and really, really hammered out a few big skips, which I just sort of stood on the shoulders of giants there. 42:17 is a great time. 42:17 would be about a third place time on the leaderboards. We're all now meeting all these people. It turns out that Pavo, your dad, is actually brothers with Peter? I don't know. The Blueville King. And they apparently, it's very saucy, but Pavo's wife, they were both going after the same lady. And that's Mr. Miracle, who's purple, because, you know, unity. You know, red, blue, now purple. So, that's it. I normally watch the credits for a PB run. I guess I'll leave those running in a moment. But yeah, because this wasn't a PB run, but like that's why I always watch the credits. Credits are incredible. The song's incredible. It's all in German, but I really love it. It's catchy. I listen to it in the car. It just goes a little too hard. And once again, David Munich, who built this game, wrote this song, and like plays it and has a music video for it. So I love it so much. The game teases you and goes around and shows you all these chests that you didn't pick up, and all these areas that we didn't see because, you know, we skipped half the game. So yeah, I think there's some really cool stuff. I wish there was a really, like, I think what I need to nail a little bit better, I want to work on, is explaining certain things better. Like, I did the sponge first try, I believe. Yes, that was super hype, but that meant I had no time to explain it. But I can't count on getting the sponge first try. It doesn't usually cost me that much time. 42:17 is a great time, and according to my splits here, I did one of my sections way faster than it is in my PB, but I was still too far behind. I lost a lot of time in Magnet Belt section, which was largely probably because of my the red key card situation. So if I didn't do any of that stuff with the red key card and bringing it forward, I would probably have sub 42, like almost certainly, if not much better. So, but I think I would like to keep refining that, and if I were doing this in a marathon run coming up, I would definitely try to show that off because I think it's cool, and I think it does have a potential time save. So yeah, that's Supraland. I felt pretty good about that run, and my commentary, I hope. So this might be the one I submit, and if it is, I hope you liked it. I really love this game, and I'll set the tunes back. I would definitely want the credits to play. It's just, they're so good. I baked it into my estimate. Oh yeah, I should point out that it's just David Munich. Just David Munich. Incredible. Incredible game. I would give a shout out to Super World, which is currently in early access, and I backed on Kickstarter. Oh yeah, and also the objective after beating the game is be an obsessive completionist, which is, I think, pretty funny. Because this game that is the game. You have to collect a lot at that point, and they give you some cool tools to go do that. So that's it. Thank you very much. If I do use this one, thank you for your consideration, and yeah, that's it for me.